Do you remember KITT from the show Knight Rider and how it had an LED strip at the front? No? Well, this is it, and now you can think of this bike light as if it were that light strip, but turned sideways. Introducing the Vastfire rear bike light. Right off the bat, it's my partner's favorite bike light because it just looks cool. But functionally, I have a few real-life visibility tests that we'll be conducting later on in this video, so stick around for that. Let's quickly unbox it. You actually get 2 lights in this pack from Amazon. One for the back and apparently one for the front for some reason? I don't know, my partner and I just use one on each of our bikes. And inside you have the bike light, a mount, a charging cord, and the manual. Time for an overview. It's pretty lightweight, but still feels pretty durable. The port cover itself is pretty flimsy, but it should be good to keep water out for a few years if you're gentle with it. The buttons are also slightly flimsy, but they should also hold out for a few years. Here's to hoping. The strap is probably the strongest thing about this kit, which is good because that's what holds everything onto the bike. The mounting point allows for you to mount the bike light in 4 different directions. Basically, the whole setup is pretty versatile. There are 2 separate buttons for 2 separate lights on this light. One is the back Knight Rider light, and the other is the laser light that points downward and lights up the road on either side of you. Each of those lights have 3 modes. On the Knight Rider light, you have a loading bar, a rolling LED mode, that's my favorite mode, and a constant solid mode. On the laser light side of things, it's a lot simpler. There's one slower flashy mode, a faster flashy mode, and a constant solid mode. Now that we know their different modes, let's check out their usefulness and visibility in the real world. As you can see, they're bright enough to see from a distance, but you start to lose the ability to see the individual LED strip movements a bit further away. Up close, you're pretty visible when you have this light running. But from a distance, you just don't see the light movements. So from a distance, you're left with a light that is more so a pulsating light rather than a high contrast on-off light. Now let's see a regular dumb light in action. This one just turns off and on repeatedly and doesn't have any fancy Knight Rider light or laser function. Just a regular old bicycle light. In my opinion, these dumb lights are actually a bit more visible from further away because they have more contrast from off to on for human eyes to pick up on. On to the battery life. This one's a simple test. I ran both the Knight Rider light and the laser light at the same time and waited for the battery to die. That took around 4.5 hours. After killing it, I plugged it in, and it took around 2 hours to charge from 0 to absolutely full. One negative that I've mentioned a lot in my reviews before for things that have lithium-ion batteries is that if they don't have a display for the percentage of charge capacity that they're currently at, which this does not, then you're going to inherently be hurting the battery by charging it to 100% every single time. Most people won't care about this, but it's something that just annoys me. So, there you have it. It's a pretty good light, but not as bright as some of the dumber lights out there. It's fancy looking and does the job, so it's something I'd recommend as long as you're aware that it's not the best for that dangerous sunrise and sunset period of the day when the sun gets in driver's eyes, which makes it really hard to see anything, including people on bikes.